this is every single year, year after year after year after year after year. Y'all always manage to get it wrong. How do y'all get it wrong? Y'all are supposed to be this big credential recording academy. How do y'all not know music? It is your job to know music. How do you not know music? How? The Recording Academy has some explaining to do because they just released the nomination list for the 2021 Grammy Awards, and The Weeknd was not on there at all. Like, 0 nominations. Zero. Nada. Zero nominations. And it's crazy because he's put out a body of work after hours. He had his song, Blinding Lights. He's been performing the song. This man is in character all the time. Like, there is nobody more committed to his artistry than The Weeknd. Like, come on now. And for some odd reason, there is 0 nominations at all for him. I find that so hard to believe. So even The Weeknd took to Twitter to get some things off of his chest. He put it in a post, in a Twitter tweet, that the Grammys are corrupt and that they owe him as well as his fans some transparency. And while I know for a fact we're not going to get transparency, however, I was intrigued to see how they nominate recording artists and songs and things like what is the process. And I found out a lot on how to become a voting member with the Recording Academy, as well as the step-by-step process and key dates and timelines from their website. So we are talking about it today. Stay tuned. So I have zero knowledge of like recording industry, the Recording Academy. So when I was researching all of this, I'm literally like a fish out of water, putting all the pieces together and just trying to get some type of understanding or clarity. So I found everything on the Recording Academy website. I'll drop the link below if you want to browse as well. But I actually found out a lot. And the first thing I want to talk about is membership. How to become a member of the Recording Academy. So there are essentially 3 different membership types for the Recording Academy, 2 of which don't have any voting rights. That's the Grammy University. So that's for like folks that are currently in undergrad or studying music, major in music, about to graduate college, want a career in music. Bam. And then you have like the professional membership, which are like folks that work in the recording industry. So these could be like, I guess, like music executives and a whole host of other folks. The one that we want to talk about specifically is the voting membership. So these are the folks that can vote for Grammy nominees as well as winners. Keep this. Voting membership is for performers, songwriters, producers, engineers, instrumentalists, and other creators that are currently working in the recording industry. And again, voting members determine Grammy winners each year. So if you're hearing this and you're like, oh my God, I dropped a mixtape last week, let me go ahead and apply to be a voting member for the Recording Academy. No, pump the brakes, okay? There is the criteria. In order to be considered, you need at least 2 strong recommendations from music industry peers. You need proof that your primary career focus is actually in music. So this could include, proof is awards and honors, active marketing promotion, press interviews, or having a professional support system, including a manager, booking agent, and publicist. You also need 12 commercially distributed verifiable credits in a single creative profession. At least the credit should be within the last 5 years. So these are pretty strict, I would say, requirements. I think I'm most shocked about the fact that these voting members are your peers, are like peers in the industry. These are other performers, other songwriters, other engineers, other producers. And there is literally nothing about consumer voice or the people's choice. And ultimately, that's what matters the most in music, because it's the people that are buying the music, that are streaming the music, and there's 0 representation for them in the Grammy process. And then when you just think about your peers reviewing your music, people are jealous. People may not like you for personal reasons and therefore try to, sabotage you and your success. Like, I want to see what is the internal process to manage conflict of interest. What's the internal process around bias? What is the demographics of this voting committee? So I was not able to find any of that information on the Grammy website. However, I did find something on the internet that said, according to Billboard, there are 12,000 members that are eligible to vote for Grammy nominees and winners. Not sure how accurate that is, but that's the only thing that I found. Let's get into this process. So like, how does this whole thing work? Like, what's the timeline? So basically, artists have a window where they need to submit videos and recordings to the Recording Academy. And at that point, all of the material is screened. So reviewing sessions by more than 350 experts in various fields are held to ensure that entered recordings meet specific qualifications and have been placed in the appropriate fields such as rock, R&B, rap, etc. The purpose of the screening is not to make artistic or technical judgments about the recording, but rather to make sure that each entry is eligible and placed in the proper category. So then after that is the nominating process. So there's the first round of ballots that are sent to voting members that are in good standing with the Recording Academy. Again, they don't have any information on how many people that is, what are the demographics. The only thing I found was that 12,000 number. So if that is right, let's say 12,000 people are eligible to do the first round of ballots. So they are sent to each member. They are able to vote up into 15 categories in the genre fields, plus 4 of the general field categories. So that's record of the year, album of the year, song of the year, and best new artist. The ballots are then tabulated by Deloitte, which is an accounting firm. If you work in accounting field, you probably heard of Deloitte. So the final nominations are determined by review committees that are comprised of voting members from all of the Academy's chapter cities. So chapter cities are, I think it's like Atlanta, DC, New York, Philly. It's not a bunch. It's all right here. Here's the list right there. These are all the chapters. And then there's the final round of voting. So in the final round, the finalists are determined by the special nominating committee. So they get to vote in 15 categories, and then they get to vote into the 4 general fields. So that's record of the year, album of the year, song of the year, best new artist of the year. And then the results are broadcasted on TV for the Grammy Award night. After reviewing all of the information that's provided on the Recording Academy website, I still have so many questions, and that's because there's just a lack of transparency. Yes, there's information on how to become a member, but where's the information on the current member demographics? Not just the racial demographics or gender demographics, but as far as background, are majority of voting members country singers? Are they electronic? Are they pop? Are how many of them represent rap? And then because now understand that the voting members are current musicians, performers, engineers, writers, how do you guys identify bias? I mean, there's probably so much personal political things going on. How do you eliminate bias? How do you manage conflict of interest? Why is that information not on the website? When organizations are not transparent, it makes it incredibly hard to hold them accountable. Year after year after year, the Grammys are snubbing people, and there's just really no reason, rationale why, because there's a lack of transparency. The information they provide does not give us the true insight on this process and true insight on how they're actually determined these nominees and these winners. And the sad and unfortunate part is that regardless of how we feel, the Grammys will continue to be a very influential body, and it's a very prestigious award, and I think people should receive Grammys that are deserving of it. And we need to make sure we're eliminating bias, conflict of interest, and being transparent in the process so we can hold these voting members accountable. Do better. As always, I want to hear from you all, so make sure you comment below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the 2021 Grammy nominee list, the process, the membership, the weekend getting snubbed, all your thoughts, leave it below in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a thumbs down if you don't like it. And make sure you tune in and turn on post notifications for future videos. Bye.